Hello to all you yids out there. This is the Heart Now Here Spurs Fans podcast, a podcast from a bunch of yids to all you yids around the world. And we are 7 days removed from our last podcast when we were looking forward to a Super Cup final that we had our little doubts about where we'd get to. And in the end, it was the biggest kick in the teeth in the world. But then Thomas the Frank engine, as they're calling it, got full steam ahead on Saturday. A wonderful opening day victory at home against Burnley that we'll get into. It's myself, Lee Tarrier, Kevin Dennis, Matty Kern. We've got Shane with us. How you doing, boys? You all look good?
Tell me.
Life is good after what was a bit of a crazy week. I mean, Matty, I saw you in the Bricklayers on Wednesday night. Before the game, we didn't know what to expect. We looked fantastic, as they say, for 85 minutes. And then somehow we didn't come away with the Super Cup. But there was a lot of promise in that. And it was good vibes, obviously, until the end. What was your first thoughts on that and the start of this new era under Thomas Frank?
I thought Wednesday was positive. I thought, even though we ended up losing on penalties, I know the last 5 minutes were like disappointing plus injury time, but I think you can only walk away positives. Like, for instance, you can lose a game, but not always the best team wins a game, you know. And I think we were the best team on the day, and we just, I don't know, last 10 minutes just come short. I think the subs made a massive impact in that game, but I thought overall we were brilliant in that game. And there's no, you can go away with losing a game like that with your head held high.
Yeah, exactly that. And I feel it didn't sort of slip going into Saturday. Kev, you were there. I mean, you said some good stuff post the Super Cup on our socials, which we're live on tonight. If you're not listening on the podcast, we're live on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So get in touch with your messages. But Kev, opening day, you told us last week what you was going to do. How was that opening day? How was it all as a fan perspective from the minute you woke up? Was it a good one? We've lost Kev. So Shane, you tell us.
Yes,
You were there, weren't you, mate?
Yes, mate. Yeah, I was there on Saturday. Obviously, as you guys know, when you go to the ground, before you even get in there, there's a feeling around the ground. My feeling personally, obviously, even before the Super Cup, was with the Gibbs White thing. I went so high. Then the Gibbs White thing, I went really low. Then the Super Cup, as you've said earlier, I don't think any of us thought we had a chance, to be honest. So the fact that we've gone there, played incredible, and it was just down to squad depth, in my opinion, why we didn't get it over the line. But then, yeah, so going into Saturday, I was really positive, and you could feel it before the game, before even getting into the ground. Everyone was singing, everyone was happy, and even in the shop and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really positive, and I was happy with the job. I mean, let's not get too carried away. It was Burnley, but yeah, nothing but positives, especially do you think Gray and Bergval, realistically, in my opinion, they're not going to be the ones to be starting. So to get the job done with them starting, and then obviously you have got the depth on the bench to come on to see it through at the end. But yeah, overall, massive, not really any negatives from the game. Archie Gray, for me, I don't think he had an amazing game, but other than that, it was just all positives for Saturday.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it. And Kev, as we were saying to you, you had your ritual. How was your match day experience from when you went down there, or when you started in Hertford, Cheshunt, to the final whistle and beyond?
Yeah, it was nice to be back down there. Might have peaked too early this one. I got out early about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and went out on an empty stomach. Fucking chucks a lot of beer down me in the morning. Started switching on spirits about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So by the time I got in there, I was a bit wavy. I won't gonna lie, mate. Fucking hell. And so the game's quite patchy for me, believe it or not. And then after the game, yeah, I literally went straight home. I had half an hour watching the boxing at 8 o'clock. And if I knew if I would have gone out and met a few of the others, I wouldn't have made it to the boxing. So I strategically went home, but also felt like I needed to go home as well. And the boys that know me know that I can drink, right? I'm a big drinker. But yeah, I must have just put too much away, man. I just wanted to get home, mate. I was fucking steaming, I was. And but got home, had a nice little power nap, had something to eat, and watched the boxing in peace, and woke up fresh as a daisy on Sunday. But it was nice to rewatch it again on Match of the Day. But yeah, I mean, the atmosphere was good down there. What I can remember of the game, nothing to complain about. It was quite a routine win. It was probably how I thought it would go. I think the only surprise was seeing Richarlison play the way he did, coming off the back of having a good game against PSG. I thought he was good again, and obviously his goals showed you that he was different class that day, and he probably got set it apart as well with his great finishes. So yeah, a real positive day, and I think we've got a big week ahead of us. And taking on City's second game is what I'd prefer to do, but coming off the win and hopefully another signing this week in time for City, I think we can go up there on Saturday and have no fear about getting 3 points.
And that's the good thing about it. I mean, we're 180 minutes into competitive football under Thomas Frank. As we were saying, Matt, there was a lot to be impressed about on Wednesday night against PSG. We were compact. We played well as a back five. We played well direct. We used a long throw of Kevin Danso. Over these 180 minutes, one in the Super Cup, one in the Premier League, what are the aspects of Thomas Frank that have really impressed you?
It's just the way, like, I know PSG, we didn't control the game in the end, but we looked in control throughout the game. PSG didn't create anything. And then you look at the weekend, Burnley didn't create anything. I know people might say it's only Burnley, but it's so early on in Thomas Frank's era where a lot of mistakes could change when you're trying to play a new way, you know, where it seems like we can, again, when we attack, we're attacking numbers and we look good going forward. I think there needs to be a couple of tweaks. Like I thought Brennan Johnson yesterday on the left offered us absolutely nothing all game, but still scored. But if we do go out there and get Savinho and Eze, I think you have to take it serious.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people are talking about that. The squad depth and maybe those subs on Wednesday night didn't work as well as maybe they could on someone against an opposition like Burnley. But there's been those aspects, Shane, the crosses, for example. We put 3 crosses into the box in 20 seconds, and we had something up on the podcast early doors that was a soundbite from Frank talking about crosses and that he wants that in this game. Is that something that you feel is going to be a real strength to us? Because it wasn't so much there as much with Ange Postecoglou.
No, 100%, mate. Like I said, just any attacking options, like the throws. Look how well they worked the other night. It was, and everyone slates Arsenal for last season. I hate them with a passion, absolutely hate them. But at the end of the day, they were scoring goals from corners. So everyone can take the piss and whatever. But if it's an attacking threat, then do whatever you need to do. So yeah, these long throw-ins from Danso, they were brilliant. I know Bergvall tried a few of them at the weekend, didn't really have the same effect as what Danso did. But yeah, I mean, kudos out there. He looks special. He really does. He's just so exciting. I'm sure we'll get on to the hopeful signings, but if you add Savinho the other side to it, I agree with what Matt said. I think we can, honestly, I believe we can go anywhere and not be that team now that thinking a few days before, oh shit, we've got City at the weekend, or oh, we've got to travel there, we've got to go here. I really believe that we could be traveling to any place and think, I mean, look what we did at PSG. Or not at PSG, but against PSG. And going back to the tactics, not obviously so much about the crosses, but the difference, what I like with Frank already over the 2 games is the 2 different tactics. Obviously, he went with more as a back 5, and then it's kind of a back 4 at the weekend, which, yeah, it's good to see how he can adapt so quickly just within 2 different games.
Lee,
Yeah, and I think that's what you go on, Matty.
One thing to add as well is how quick we're getting the ball into the box. We're not allowing centre backs to get their or defenses to get their shape. As soon as that ball goes wide, we've got runners into the box, and I've sing his praises, mate. And I do believe you're going to see a good Richarlison this year because he's good in the air and he'll put himself about. And if that ball gets put in the box, he'll do well.
Well, this is what I was going to say, and I'll ask you, Kev, that because you and Matty have had your fun and your chats, your bets about Richie and how many goals he can get a season. I mean, he played very well against PSG. He held that ball up at times when he had to and invite play. Now, on Saturday, he scores 2 cracking goals. The first one is not easy by any stretch. He has to put his body backwards to then hit it on the sort of bounce and puts it in the bottom corner. And then, look, scissor kick, that's going to be up there with one of the goals of the season. What are you seeing both against PSG and then now, which gives you, or does it give you hope about him actually giving a new lease of life and being almost a new forward for us up front?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see it with many footballers. I think we saw it with Harry Kane. I'm hoping it's ain't going to be another Harry Kane situation. Well, I kind of hope it is, but it ain't, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you see players. Sometimes it just takes a new manager to come in, or a nice bit of confidence to get going. In when you've had a drought, you've had injuries. So there's a massive chance that he can change his fortunes. I mean, this is a guy who's got himself tattooed on his back alongside Ronaldo and Neymar. So he thinks a lot of himself. And if he can be what he was going to be at one point under a new manager and better footballers around him, and they can supply him to what his strengths are, then you never know. But how much it pains me to say it, Matt could be right, and we could have a brand new signing on our hands. Who knows?
Well, that'd be amazing. And, it's something that we've really been harking on for. We need somebody who's going to get goals. We love Solanke. But I think if you think about it, Matt, and you have been a big fan of Richarlison, is he your first choice at the moment and Solanke has to wait?
You know what it is, Lee? I like Solanke, yeah, because I like the players of like Lamela and stuff like that, yeah. Even if technically they're not the greatest players and they're not going to do the world, send out the world is for you. I love the players that will go out there and play for the badge and leave everything out there. That's what I want, yeah. And I think Richarlison has done that in every time he's kind of played for Spurs. I know he's picked up his injuries and that along the way, but I don't know. I think right now, the way Tottenham play, Solanke hasn't played enough pre-season minutes, yeah? So we see that against PSG. When Solanke come on for Richarlison, Solanke couldn't hold the ball up like Richarlison was. So PSG just kept coming back at us. Yeah,
I think what's nice now is that you've got an option, Matt, as well.
I agree.
If this was Richarlison last year and Solanke gets injured, I don't feel great about it.
I agree.
But like you're saying, if Richarlison can stay on some sort of form, then you've got a backup there, and that's something that we haven't really had since Kane's left. So if you've got an option of 2 there, both good players, got great aerial ability, but both of them can press as well.
Yeah.
I've always just said I just want Richarlison to know how to finish, and then he goes and puts goals in like them. Both of them goals are great as well. Everyone talks about the second one. The first one was just as good as well.
Fantastic.
So we know he can do it. It's it is about staying fit. It is about belief in himself, and you see in the Premier League when some of these players are out of it and are at a dead end thing with their club, someone who comes in and they hit the ground running, you just don't know. And I'm sure, I'll take it all back if he goes to score 30 goals this season.
Do you know, with Solanke, though, Lee, like, I think you still have to go with Solanke as your first choice, unless Richarlison proves differently, yeah? I think with Solanke, he's only played about 60 minutes since last season. Like, since Europa League, he's only played 60 minutes. Like, I think got like 20 minutes and 10 minutes or whatnot. Do you know what I mean? So he just needs game time, Solanke, because now his pre-season kind of starts from now. He will come into the squad after the international break.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you can't drop Richarlison for the City game. I mean, it's a type of game. It's a type of game as well that I think he's going to thrive in again. I mean, that game he had against PSG was easily the best game he's ever had in a Spurs shirt, without a doubt, for me.
I don't think Solanke's fit enough to start against Man City, Kev. I think it'll be like last 20 minutes.
No, but I'm saying, even if he was fit now, you can't drop a player who's in this kind of momentum, especially for a player like him who needs it. He needs his minutes, needs his goals, needs to stay fit. Trying to knock on the door for a place in the Brazil side as a World Cup's coming up. I mean, it's great for us to see because it's before the season started, he's a flop. He's a flop for the price we paid. And not only for the chances he misses or the goals he don't score, but his injury record stinks. And we paid a lot of money for that. And we've always said we didn't want to pay 65 million for a headless chicken. We want someone who knows how to put the ball in the net. And like I said, just little moments like this can really just turn someone into something. And he's not old. Do you know what I mean? He's still at a decent age. I don't know, mate. You never know what can happen. But at the moment, you have to play him as he is every week in, week out.
Well, this is
Do you
the
know
thing
what?
as well. Like,
Sorry, mate.
go on.
I like this praise that Kev's giving Richarlison. He's never given one bit of praise. Kev, how many goals is it going to take for Richarlison?
I weren't even going to come on tonight. I was going to skip this one.
Richarlison to score, to you to come on here and do the pigeon.
Oh, we'll have to get that. We'll have to get that. But you know what? Look, this is it. What's got to be remembered? He scored, Richarlison, 16 goals in 16 Premier League starts for Tottenham, including 9 goals in his last 9 home starts. I mean, that's
the only games he's been fit for, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's these kind of things that sometimes that go amiss because it has been a bit more sporadic. I am hoping, at the end of the day, we paid a lot of money for this guy. His passion and his love has always kind of shown like that. The way he was so happy when we won that Europa League, and I thought
I don't believe for one sec that guy ever wants to leave that football club. I think he loves it there. I think he's settled there. I think he could have gone anywhere. He could have gone to Saudi Arabia. He could have gone anywhere but I actually think he wants to succeed at Spurs, and I can see that when I watch him play. He's got that thing about him. He wants to be the best. I mean, that's how he on his back says everything. He wants to be one of Brazil's best strikers of all time. I mean, I don't think he's short of confidence. It's just about going out there and doing it. So, I mean, I think he's got the belief to do it. It's just, I mean, I think the fans love him. Probably apart from me, I think everyone fucking loves the geezer. So he's got that affection as well, and everyone wants to see him do well. So, I mean, just keep it going and see where we are. But yeah, we won't get too excited, just in case his fucking Weetabix ankles fucking snap next game. But I'm happy with what I've seen so far. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's looking good. And I mean, another aspect to look at it, Shane, and I'll come to you on this, is defensively. This time, I know we were talking about, it's only Burnley, but last year it was only Ipswich and it was only Leicester that beat us. Do you know what I mean? They were, Leicester especially, were dog shit, no disrespect, but there was a lot then about how teams were able to soak up pressure and break on us. There was gaps. We were high. It meant that Van der Ven, literally, if he wasn't there to clean it up, we were in trouble. Have you seen anything different, especially being there live on Saturday, about the defence and about our shape and about how much space or lack of space that we give an opposing team like Burnley or anybody really with PSG as well?
I mean, I hope it's not just a new manager we're trying to impress kind of job, but I was very impressed with the willingness of everyone, like you say, to get back, to close it down, the pressing, and especially with PSG, especially that game, like everyone. That's what messed us up with the subs, because they just didn't do it. I am Solanke's biggest fan. I will literally praise him to the high heavens. I think he's an unbelievable player. I really do. I love him. But he was awful when he come on. He didn't do what he normally does. He looked like he had been on for 70 minutes. And whereas he come on, and Archie Gray, exactly the same thing. But yeah, at the weekend, it was good. Like I say, it's just that everyone wants, it's like they all want to impress. And hopefully after the news of today with Romero signing, for me personally, I think he had a bad game on Saturday. He was probably the only I know I said Archie Gray earlier, but just thinking about it, Romero gave the ball away an awful lot of times on Saturday. And I think now that the captaincy and the signing new deal today, like, he's another one, Kevin, in my opinion. He loves the club. I really do believe that he does. And watching his little interview just before this, since signing a new deal, he clearly does. And being captain, and I hope now that will bring out a different side of him. But we have got then the depth. If, say, for instance, because we know they're injury prone, him and Van der Ven, but you have got Dancer. I really like Dancer. I think he's not the fastest, and that showed the other night against PSG, but it's strong quality backup. Yes, I think we do need someone else to that. I mean, I like Vuskovic, but we haven't seen enough of him. I'm liking the highlight reels. I haven't really seen enough of him, but you've got obviously Dragusin to come back as well. So, and I know they are talking of trying to add another left side one in, but yeah, defensively we do look a lot solid. And after going so much last season, obviously I know I didn't go as much as you boys, but going home and just getting pumped or not being excited or the atmosphere shit, it's not good. So Frank hopefully is trying to build a bit of a fortress at home, which I'm all for.
Yeah, do you know what?
Sure.
Sorry, Lynn. Let me just pick up on that as well. I think, we can't get carried away. Like, there's always a new manager bounce, and we saw that with Ange the first year as well. And it'd be interesting to see. I know we lost against PSG, but I think we can say that we didn't deserve to lose that, and we can be proud. But it'd be interesting to see the reaction of some of our players. If we did take a hiding against City, how we come back from that. Because at the moment, the team I'm watching the last two games are a solid unit. Like having Romero van der Ven there as well is massive for us this year. But we just look like we're all fighting for each other. And when I watched them play against PSG and Burnley, it was like we was fighting for a cup final. And I even felt that against Burnley. I thought everyone was just on it. And, some of them are still trying to fight for their places because they've just got in there under a new manager. They've still got points to prove. But it just looks really, really solid at the moment. And it seems like it is that new manager balance. And it's about how much we can keep that together. If we do take a hiding off someone and how we react from that. And then I think you'll see a bit more about it. But I'll make Shane right. I think keeping Romero and Van der Ven is going to be the most key part of this season, is having them two fit. And I agree with him. I think Kevin Danso is a good backup. And there's times where we haven't had good backup for players, and we've had to play an Archie Gray at centre-half. Not saying he done bad, but, you could have done an ideal centre-half there. So if we can just fill in these little gaps of having some better depth, I think we're in for a good season. I just think a manager, if we have got injuries, still has a nice pool of players to go out and win games, where before we'd lose players and we really didn't see us winning because the depth weren't there. So interesting to see Saturday if we do take a loss, of just how we react going into the next game against Bournemouth. But at the moment, there is definitely a bounce there and a bit of solidarity in arms, brothers. It's got that sort of vibe to me at the moment.
That's what we want, right? That's what we need. And I think Frank is saying all the right things. I think he's a very intelligent man. I think he's a calm man. I don't think he's somebody who's going to get rash or get it. I think that he's in game management, albeit I know Wednesday was tough, but I think Wednesday was tough on the team. Sometimes you've got to make those changes when work rate or fatigue sets in. Saturday was a big game for us. He made those changes. It just didn't work out because PSG made those couple of changes and it worked out best for them. That 85th minute goal will always make momentum shift in a massive way. And sadly, they got the one the 94th. But we were looking a lot stronger going into Saturday. And someone that's had a great pre-season and has already looked good again, Matt, is Pap Sarr. What did you think about him on over the last two games?
I criticised him a lot last season. I kept thinking this geezer's done. Like, I don't see him getting any better. But
you was right to, though, Matt. You was right to.
Yeah, but I think this season, especially under Frank, the work rate he's putting in, I think the way he's just developing, he's maturing into now the man. It's hard to say, but like a young Patrick Vieira right now. Do you know what I mean? And the way he's playing in this pre-season game in early stages, and hopefully that continues, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lee, can I just touch on that? Because I remember saying, maybe not last year, but there has been seasons gone by where I've looked at Sarr and I think, do you know what? There is a real footballer there. There is massive promise there, but it's just about finding him somewhere to settle in that midfield and be a certain type of midfielder. Where I think managers recently have, played around with him in playing him in advanced roles, then putting him in a holding role. And that might be the reason why so many times last year I called him hot and cold, because he was. He looked good some days, he looked fucking terrible the others. But you could see there was a player in there. But when this guy gets on form, I think he's 21 years old. I mean, the guy's still got the world at his feet. If he can improve on what he's doing right now, I'm telling you now, we are going to have an absolute fucking football player there. But it's just about finding him the right part of midfield, getting his playing, nailing that position, playing with the right players around him, and I think that boy is going to flourish. But it took us a while to get there, but he is young. But I'm telling you now, there is an absolute fucking baller there. And it's just waiting to come out, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he showed in that first season. His numbers were pretty strong in that first season. I felt last year, like a lot of the team, it wasn't as well. But there's definitely a player in there, as you say. And I think looking at everyone who's following us tonight, watching us live on the socials, people are happy about what we're seeing. Tompkins7 says only 2 good games, a good month or 2 of Richie though, and I'll do the pigeon with Kev. Mickey Stu says I was getting bored of moaning about how shit Richie is, but let him have his moment. He's undroppable right now. Big love to the Bill Nicholson pub. Obviously, big love to our 2 sponsors at Hotspur Heritage and Ophthalmos UK. Going into this new season, we were really excited about what kind of players would we be able to really get and shine. Kudos, Kev, is looking to play already. Spurs fans, we love a winger over the years. Ginola, Bale, do you know what I mean? Anderton even. This guy looks a play. He's got great feet. He's quick. He's already doing the business, isn't he?
Yep, massive fan. Even at West Ham, I liked him. I thought he was very direct. Probably didn't score enough goals. But what I've liked about him, especially the PSG game, I thought he's an absolute fucking bulldog as well. He's strong, backs up, puts his arse into players, can spin. When he runs, he's fast. He can dribble. He can drop his shoulder. I mean, that's another player for me who's now probably going to go into a different. Obviously, he's gone into a different team. Better footballers around him, better coaching, better facilities. And I just think it's going to improve him even more. But yeah, you're right, Lee. Your Aaron Lennons, your David Ginolas, your fucking Andy Sintons to a point. Anyone who could run at someone, we fucking love them. But this geezer seems to have quite a bit about him, and we can see that he's got a fucking bit of a nasty side to him, as we saw last year. So I like that about him as well. I like that he's strong, he's aggressive. But yeah, you get someone on the other side who mirrors him in the way he plays and likes to get at players. I think we're in for a great season with 2 great wingers. If we can get hold of Savinho as well, I think that they'll be great. And obviously, if we can get anything in between them, some creativity as well, it'll only make them better players as wingers as well. So excited, very excited about him.
Oh, mate, big time. And that's the thing. We love the wingers down there. Bit of pace. It could really open up the game. And talking about wingers, the other part of it is the fullbacks. Shane, under Ange, there was the inverted fullbacks and how we like these fullbacks to play. Jed Spence, another one who's just signed a new contract. Pedro Porro. What have you made of them over pre-season, the last 2 games? Are you seeing a different side to them? And are you pleased with what you're seeing?
I thought Porro probably had his best season for Spurs last season. So yeah, me personally, I was going to ask the question, what did you boys think? With Udogie, I've seen today that Udogie's close to coming back. For me, like you guys are saying with Richarlison, I love Solanke, and I think he is our number 1 striker. Richarlison, brilliant backup, and like you say, unless he does keep doing it in and out, week in, week out, and then they've got to fight for that position. But for me at the minute, Jed Spence is left back.
Yes, Shane. Yes.
He just, I know he's meant to be a right back, but for me, you cannot drop him. And I think that's where he potential could drop off. Like Kev said earlier with Richarlison, if you drop him now against City, starts Solanke, he's going to get the arse. He just had 2 of the best games he's ever had in his first shirt, and then gets dropped for. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think anyone thinks it will. But if it was to happen, might get the arse and think, what's the fucking point? Doing everything I possibly can and then get dropped. Same with Jed Spence. I think he's got a bit of that attitude about him as well. What more can I do? For me, at the minute, I think Udogie's fighting for his place.
Shane, I've seen that geezer mark out some of the best fucking wingers in this league.
Yeah.
I've seen him mark out Saka. I mean, he's PSG. No one could get past him. He's unbelievably solid. He's so underrated. It's a joke. He's not
even a left back.
That's what I'm saying. He's on his weaker side. But he's so tall as well. He hasn't even got like the body shape of a fullback. He's so big. But I'm telling you now, he is an absolute. How he hasn't been called up for England or had a sniff around England, I'll never know. I'm telling you now, he's been consistent every time he's played, and I think 100%. He is a real player. And Destiny Udogie for me, don't get in front of him whatsoever at the moment. He goes on. I know Udogie's quick and everything else, but Udogie's got mistakes in him. I've seen Udogie make a lot of mistakes. For how good he can be going forward, he can make mistakes. I don't see Jed Spence make the same amount of mistakes. Do you know what I mean? Spence he's consistent. Like you said, he's got the shitty side to him. He can tackle. He can fucking get up that pitch as well. I mean, fucking top player. And it's like exciting.
What you got to think as well is in front of him at the moment. I'm not going to lie. I'm not Johnson's biggest fan. I know he scored a lot of goals last season, but that's literally all he does. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's brilliant. But he does nothing else. He offers nothing. He might score a goal, but other than that, what did he do on Saturday? I can't think of a single positive that he did. Brilliant that he scores goals, and obviously he scored, got his goal, and yeah, everyone's going to sing his name and stuff. But you think that's what's in front of Spence at the moment? I'm praying to God we get Savinho, because I think he'd be unbelievable. Imagine Savinho in front of Spence. I really think we're on something, because the other side you've then got Porro and Kudus. They're linking up brilliance already. And then, like I say, if you add the other side, Savinho and then Spence, we could really be on something.
I tell you with Spence, though, boys. I tell you with Spence, when he plays right back, he's nowhere near the same player as he does left back. He's completely different left back. Like man marked Saka in the friendly. Do you know what I mean? Like Salah, like Kev was saying, he's man marked Salah in that. If you put Spence right back, he's nowhere near the player. I think it suits him on that side because the left foot is always coming into Spence's strongest side, so it suits Spence.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have another left back in that team right now, other than Spence.
What's good though? What's good though is that you've now got if you do go with Spence, you've got Destiny Udogie just waiting on the bench if anything does happen, and it's a nice bit of depth to have. You know, if you don't have one of them, you're asking Ben Davies to go out there and play as a left back, and we know he can't really do that, especially against a pacey winger. So it's nice to have that depth again. And honestly, I just think that's all we're missing. We're missing a manager who's a bit tactically astute, can change the game of formations, but it's the depth. We haven't had good depth for a long time, and if we can just nick a few in now, I think we're really in good nick for the season coming up. But it's just about having that depth if we get injuries.
Yeah, and I guess then, you know, we talk about Johnson. He does he's an impact player in many ways. I think he's got a big role to play, but probably off the bench. I think his legs, the way he can get in on the last post or off the last man and have a shot on goal, is probably going to benefit us from the 75th to the 90th minute. So I'd love to see how he manifests across a season if we do get a Savinho, because I do think there's a big role for Brennan Johnson to play, albeit as an impact player.
Boys, would anyone sell him? If you had to accumulate some funds in this window, would you sell him?
Yeah, I would. Only if we got Savinho, say for instance, I would, because then you think you got Tell and Odebert,
there's a lot of wingers there. Unless you're thinking of drifting him into like a bit of an 8 or a 10 role. I mean, if we're buying wingers like Kudus and Savinho and having fullbacks the way we do, for me, he's not that type of winger. So if we're looking to play that way, I mean, do you have to move him inside, or what do you do? Because for me, if we're playing that way as a wide winger, I don't think he suits the way we want to play.
Yeah. I was talking to my brother Craig about this. I said, what do we do with Johnson? Because it's not working for him. And he said, you know what, Matt? I think he'll be a backup striker. I think they're going to look to start playing Johnson through the middle and just run in behind using his pace.
I think that'd be a bad shout.
Yeah, he can't run at a fullback. So if you give him grass to run into, he'll run into it. Or we all know he scores tap-ins. And the amount of balls we put in the box now, he should be scoring goals for fun. He got the new route.
I reckon he will. Yeah, I reckon he will.
Over Solanke or Richarlison? This is what we're just saying.
No, more impact, I'd say. Yeah, more impact. He's definitely someone.
Give it a couple of weeks for Richarlison to be out of a fucking broken hip.
Don't say that, bloody hell.
You know, going back to that as well. Yeah, remember last season we had so many injuries, and it was players' availability. That's what we missed. Jed Spence is never injured. Never injured. He's always there.
Don't curse it, Matt.
Huh?
Don't curse it.
No, but Pedro Porro as well. He's never injured, so they're always available. And if you're available, you're always going to be in the plans of the manager. Do you know what I mean? If you're like Ndogi, he's drifted away, not because I think performances. He's always injured.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and Jed Spencer took the chance and he's taking it.
Yeah. I guess then, you know, we've looked at everyone on the pitch, really. There's one player that we haven't looked at, and that's the goalkeeper, Matt. You know, there was talk about, is he good enough? Is he, you know, where's his attributes? Where's his failings? We're obviously going to play a different game. We're sometimes going to bring it out from the back, but that's not going to be the only way. We are going to go long. We are going to go a bit more direct at times. Is Vicario the man for it? I don't think we'd change our goalkeeper yet when we're looking at other players, but how confident does he make you when he's our number one?
Yeah, look, his kicking is horrendous, isn't it? Like, I don't know who's worse, him, Gomez, or Lloris at kicking. Like, it is shocking. But you know what? If we bring in Eze and Savinho this window, you have to stay there and be like, this is the first transfer window we've shown ambition, yeah? Next season, we then need to move on and look for another goalkeeper. Vicario is there for one more season, I believe that, yeah? We ain't going to make another goalkeeper signing or anything like that. But I do think we need to upgrade Vicario next year. If we're going in that direction, showing ambition, they're the players that we need to potentially upgrade next season, along with some of our midfield.
Yeah, can I just jump on that Vicario thing? I think the biggest problem I've had with Vicario is his kicking, obviously, and playing under pressure. I mean, the last 2 games I've watched, I feel like he's gone direct with a lot of kicks. He hasn't thought about shit. I need to make that 5-yard pass. I can't lump it. I've seen him lump it down the field a bit, and I think if he can do that at the right moments, I don't think there's a problem with his hands. I think it's his feet. So if we can not put him in them situations like we've done with Lloris and like we've done with Vicario the last couple of years, if it ain't on, just lump it, just get it long, and I'm sure your big men up there would win your flicks or your midfielders, but we don't always have to play out from the back. I just don't understand it. And he's in a great goalkeeper where if he's under pressure, he's going to clip over and go and find the winger. He just ain't that sort of goalkeeper. So if we can find the right way to use him, I think we're okay. But if we are going to play with our feet all the time, then I think you need to look at bringing Kinski back in and seeing that, because he's 10 times better with his feet. Just might not be of his hands. But Matt might be right. It might be worth a shout in the summer of looking for a new one.
Just to jump in, sorry, Kev. I was in Southstand right behind the goal on Saturday, and I was just about to jump in before you said about Kinski. I know you can't go off a warm-up. You really can't. But watching Kinski, both of them two warm up, you would have thought Kinski was number one. It's hard to explain with a goalie because I don't really. It's not a position that I look into a lot, but just like you say with his kicking. I mean, every time he was kicking that ball, it was going to the coach. Every single time, straight direct feet. Whereas Vicario, they're having to run 5 or 10 yards just to get the ball every time, and that was just with the warm up. But yeah, I agree definitely with the kicking. I think Kingsley could be. I don't think yet, obviously, but if he has a few games under his belt and gets a bit of confidence, like look at that first game against Liverpool. He's kicking out. I know he made 1 or 2 mistakes, but what keeper doesn't these days?
Yeah, he was quite confident to sort of chip the balls, wasn't he, and find spaces that were outside the box and just move it up the pitch a little bit. But I mean, in general, it's been a very positive start. You know, we went to Italy and we gave PSG a good game, and look, to come away feeling gutted because you know we were so close is compliment to us, because I think maybe under Ange, as much as I love him, we may have been a bit more open against a team that can run at you with pace. And Burnley, it was controlled. I think we want that. There's 3 goals in it. You can't ask for more, really. Good finishes, good goals that you can remember, and a really controlled, measured performance throughout from front to back. So a lot to look at. And one thing that we're going to do, we used to do our man in the match and Dick of the day. We're going to change it. We're going to call it the Hotspur, your Hotspur of the game, and your not Spur. And it's going to probably be a bit of a tough one to give a not Spur after a 3-0 win. But Shane, I'll start with you. Who's your Hotspur and who was your not Spur?
Hotspur, I mean, it's hard not to give it to Richie, isn't it? It's going to be hard, I think, for any of us after that performance and the goals. But for me, it was Kudus. I just honestly, every time we got the ball, I was excited. Everyone stood up the second the ball went to him. You genuinely believe that something might happen. So yeah, for me, for his competitive debut, if you like, at home, he'd be my Hotspur. Not Spur, might shock a few, but Romero, he gave the ball away so many times, made a couple of stupid fouls that he just didn't need to do. And just think, as a captain, you now it's kind of like you forget sometimes because you see even like with the PSG game. I know we're talking about Burnley, but he's getting involved in things. You just don't need to now as a captain. You're like the ref's going to come and speak to you. You don't need to be getting around shoving people about. I love that angry streak in him, but I think he just does need to tone it down a little bit because he gets a bit hot-headed and he can cost us. But yeah, he'd be my not spur of the weekend just for the amount of times give the ball away. It is a bit far too many, and against a better opposition that could have cost us, I think.
Nice, interesting. Matty, Hotspur and not Spur.
I'm going to go Richie. I thought Kudus had a good game, but I think the bottom line is Richie put the ball in the back of the net, and that's the hardest job to do. And he scored 2 brilliant goals. Not Hotspur. I'm going to say Johnson. I think against a better team, we get found out down that side, of the pitch. And I don't think he'd done much at all. He took his goal well, but end of the day, we can't keep saying, but we can. End of the day, he done it in the Europa League final and won us the cup. So you can keep saying that. But I think
Top scorer last season.
But I think maybe he's more now suited as an impact player rather than an actual starting 11 player.
Yeah. Kev, Hotspur and not Spur.
Yeah, no, I agree with Matt on both. I think obviously Richie, we just for the finishes, but obviously we know the hard work's there. But they were 2 great finishes, and like I said, I thought the first one was brilliant as well. So definitely Richarlison for me, and yeah, I'm with Johnson as well. I just it's hard because he goes and scores a goal, and you end up calling him a not spur about it. But it is. I like my players to be impactful. I like to go home that night and think about them all and think, oh, he done well and he didn't. And I thought he had a really, really quiet game until he scored. And I just don't really know what he brings if he doesn't nick them tap-ins. I just don't know what he does. I feel like my team is down to 10 men when he plays the way he does. And might not be useful. He might just need putting in the right position in this team. I don't know. But yeah, I'm with Matt. Could be an impact player going forward off the bench, and we'll probably do well at that as well.
That's fair play. That is fair play. And I guess then, a positive week for us, and our men's team. When you look around the grounds, there's some that stood out. Mikey Moore had his debut on loan at Rangers in a 4-2 win. Got an assist early on, which is great for him. Played about 69 minutes in that game. There was also scorers, Alfie Devine. He got a goal while he's on loan, as did Lancashire for Oxford in a defeat. But that's on the right tracks. Donnelly is already doing stuff at Stoke. So we've got some players there that, again, I like to think over time, Thomas Frank is really being aware of what's going on with these players and ensuring that they have a future going for us. And we'll start to mention what big names that are on loan, like a Moore, a Lancashire, a Devine, a Donnelly, are going on and how they're doing every week. So we just have a bit of an awareness of what they're delivering because, if you look at what Donnelly done last year for Leyton Orient, he was the linchpin in that team. He scored a goal from the halfway line against Man City, but was also instrumental in getting them to the playoff final and nearly getting to the Championship for the first time in a long, long time for Leyton Orient. But there's also that, and there's the under-18s that started their campaign, or the under-21, should I say. They started their campaign tonight in Premier League 2. And they won 5-3. It was a hat-trick for Sunderland from Trey Agunsi, but we got 5 goals. We were 4 up, 2 from Oliver Uro, Dante Casanova, Rio Kuramatean, but also our sort of name that we spoke about a lot last year in the under-18s, now in the 21s, Luca Williams-Barnett scores in a 5-3 victory away at Sunderland just tonight. That has just finished as we're doing this live around 9:15 on this Monday night. But then, look, now we look to Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. Kev, Shane, you're going down there. What's the travel plans? How's it all going to get to Manchester City?
I am on a minibus from Enfield Town at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, fucking, if I picked too early the other day, fuck knows what I'll be like by half 12 on this trip. But yeah, looking forward to it. I can't remember the last time I went on a minibus. I've done a lot of coaches and everything else, but going on a small minibus with the sort of lads I'm going on there with can only be carnage. So yeah, really looking forward to it and getting up there early and having a few beers when I get back around this way as well. So yeah, should be a nice, decent day and hopefully the 3 points come with us.
Are you hanging about up there after, or are you going to come straight back down?
No, I'll be straight back down. I should be back down here by 4 or 5 o'clock. So 5, 6 o'clock, and then I'm going to have a night up my way as well. So it's an all-dayer. But yeah, I mean, these Saturday games are nice to have, and we haven't got had many of them in previous times. Shame is a bit of an early one because we've got to get out of fucking bed so early, but I'm sure we'll be all right when we're sinking fucking Stellas at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning on the motorway. So yeah, looking forward. I haven't been to City for a few years, so don't normally go up there because of what normally happens. But I know we've had our few results up there, but every time I've been up there, we've lost more or less. So, but I've only took this game on because it's second game of the season. We had new manager, and I still feel like that we've got a really good chance of winning that. And I don't normally say that against City, but the new season feel, the way we're playing at the moment, I think we'll give them a good game up there. And if we come back with a point, I think it'd be a good result.
Yeah.
You're not getting back about 7 o'clock. You ain't getting back at 5:30.
We'll be back, mate.
Full of like
driving.
Constant piss breaks on the way home. Not a chance, mate. Make that 9 o'clock.
Keep some sellers for the journey back. Shane, you're going from Coventry because you're based there, aren't you, mate?
Yes, mate. Yeah, Rugby, just next to Coventry. But yeah, I'm driving. I'm taking my my little boy and one of my best mates who's come with me as well. But I'm driving. But I asked one of my friends who's a Villa season ticket holder. He goes home and away everywhere. But he said apparently it's absolute shitbag to get to. To drive to park. So he's saying about you have to park quite a distance out and then get a tram or something. I'm not sure. So yeah.
So what we're doing, Shane, is we're meeting in Piccadilly, Witherspoon in there, and normally we get a tram from there. So if you can get parked around that town centre somewhere, meet me up, and then we can together, come back.
Yeah, I'll probably do that, Kev. I'll give you a bell, mate. But yeah, I've heard it's a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, driving up. But I'm really looking forward to it. My little one, he's as mad as for Spurs as I am at the moment. He absolutely loves it. He honestly, it's his whole world at the minute. So yeah, take him to that away game. He's buzzing, absolutely buzzing. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Oh, mate, brilliant. And I guess, Matty, the game itself, we've gone and played PSG, arguably the best team in the world. We've played compact. We've played as a 5. We've played direct when we've had to. Is that what you're wanting to see? Similar to the PSG, albeit not the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But do you want to see that set up? Do you think that's our most successful or best chance of getting something out of the game at the City?
Yeah, I think we'll set up exactly the same how we set up against PSG. And we'll get that ball in the box from throw-ins and stuff like that, because Man City are suspect at that sort of stuff. They don't want it. They want the ball on the floor. Let's play football. They don't want. I think Arsenal have shown that to them the last couple of years when they've gone to the Etihad and that. Like they've played a bit of a negative way, and so have we really as well. Like we've counter-attacked, and we've sat in and counter-attacked. But I think we'll be going with like a 3-5-1-1 formation, like we did against PSG.
Yeah, do you know what, Lee? Just touching on that quickly. I mean, I think Matt's right. I think we will play the way we played against PSG. But what I like at the moment, and what we haven't been used to the last couple of years, is, and somebody mentioned this on the Instagram in the comment section today, it's the unpredictability, knowing that we can play both ways. I think he can get that, and he is a tactical magician. I mean, I've said it before. That fucking board and magnets go with him everywhere. Half times, team talks, fucking water breaks. It's there all the time. And it's nice to know that we as fans might, maybe not this game, but other games going forward, we might not know how he's going to set up. And are we going to be attacking this day? Are we going to defend? It's just nice that we can alter it and give us, more of one way of winning a football match. And that's where we've gone wrong the last 2 years. For how great it was going forward, it was horrendous down the other end. But with this manager at the moment, what I've seen is PSG's, and hopefully this City game, is that we will be compact. Arsenal in the pre-season friendly, I want to add that game as well, because we were defensively great in that game as well. It's just nice to know that we've got a good chance of keeping the ball out now, but also having the same attacking threat of going forward. And I think this is why the man in question this week is going to be massive if we can get him over the line and get him in there, Eze and Savinho to a point as well. And it just gives us another dimension of when we do have to sit in and defend, one ball over the top, bit like a Kane and Son tight. When we had them two, the counter attacking was breathless sometimes, and we don't really have that at the moment. So if we can do that and go away to City and defend like we have, I mean, we did it under Ange. Weirdly enough, we defended against City away there and nick points off them. So it's there to do, and I think we've got maybe a better team at the moment in terms of maybe getting something there. More than luck, but more playing the way we're going to actually play against these big sides away from home. And if we can do it against City away, I'd like to think we can go and do it against anyone in the Premier League away and just be hard to score against. And I think that's where you pick up your points away.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
time.
Sorry.
Go on, Shane.
Sorry, Lee. Sorry for jumping, mate. I think Paulinho is massive on Saturday. I think he's huge. I know we haven't really spoke much about him, but when he come on at the weekend, I can't remember who replaced him, if it was Gray or Bergwijn. But even then, it was just like, obviously when you've got Van der Ven and Romero together, there's that everyone feels confident. I kind of got the feeling when he come on at the weekend, it just kind of settled a little bit. It wasn't quite everyone running around like nutters, and it did just settle a little. Him there, knowing it's like having an extra defender and someone who can have a touch, look up and spray a pass. But yeah, him and Bentancur for me against City are a must. And then I probably would throw in Yusar as the 10, if you like, the more attacking role, and then probably would as well throw in Danso. So pretty much go exactly the same as we did against PSG. But then again, also, do you give them too much credit at times? And it's a hard one, isn't it? But like with everyone said, we can mix it up and change it at any point. And that's the thing I think that we're all going to like with Frank, that we can change it. But yeah, if we do go with the 5 and then we try to change it, I think whoever does come on needs to give a bit more than what they did, because the subs against PSG is what cost us, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess saying that, then Shane, I'll start with you. What do you reckon the score is going to be? What's your prediction?
Sorry, what, against Man City, obviously?
Yeah.
I'm confident. I really am confident. I would have preferred to answer if I knew if we had Eze over the line or not. But yeah, I don't think we'll lose. I just don't think we'll lose. I'll be happy with a draw now if you ask me now, but I just don't think we'll lose. What the score is, wouldn't like to say, but for me, it depends if we get Eze over the line. I think that's going to just bring such a boost if we get him. And knowing our luck, he'll fucking play Thursday night for Palace and do his ACL as well. But yeah, I think he's going to be so big for us. If we can get him over the line, I would fancy us nicking it. Him coming on the last 20 minutes or something, it'd just be written in the stars. But yeah, I'm going to be confident. I know TJ's always says we've got their number. So yeah, I'm not going to give a score prediction, but I just don't think we'll lose.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Matty, are you as confident as Shane?
Or draw 1-1 or 2-2.
Yeah, I can see that. Kev, what you say? You're going down there. You're gonna have a few Stellas in you. Are you gonna be confident with a win?
No, more like I'll get absolutely fucking smashed. We'll win. I won't be able to remember it. But fall asleep on the minibus. Get dragged on the minibus. I'm with Matt. I think it would be a score draw, 1 or 2. I can't really choose between the two, but yeah, I think me and Matt might be sharing an accumulator this weekend. We seem to be agreeing on quite a lot tonight, so we might have to put our heads together and win some dough this weekend. But yeah, 1 or 2-2, I'll be happy with. But like Shane said, if we can add a bit of class to it before that game, I mean, I'd love to see Eze there on Saturday. I really would. I mean, I think we're buzzing anyway as fans at the moment, but I think it would just up the ante for us, and we'd have a good chance of nicking it if we added a bit of quality as well.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I agree. I think a score draw, and I wouldn't be against that. I think that's a decent thing to go City early on and get something like that. But to wrap up now, I think it's been a great chat today, lads. I think we've really, really broken down what the players have been like. You know, what we're looking forward to, what could be. But we always got to end with a quiz. This week's quiz is all about opening day games for Spurs. So what I am going to do is I'm going to ask each of you, well, I'm going to tell you a game, and you've got to tell me what the score was in that opening opening day, and I'm going to do it from the year 2000. So I'll start with the year 2000-2001 season. I will tell you what the game was and where it was, home and away, and you've got to tell me what you think the score was. All right. So, Matty, I'm going to start with you, mate. Starting with 2000 and 2001 against Ipswich Town.
No idea. 3-0 Spurs. No idea.
Oh, close. It was 3-1. It was 3-1. It was goals from Anderton, Carr, and Ferdinand. It was Rebroth's debut. I remember he set the team alight that day. He done a 1-2 with Stephen Carr. He hit it with the outside of his boot, hit the bar. He looked incredible. We just got him from Dynamo Kiev, 11 million. And it was I didn't miss a game that season. It was the first one I went to. Kev, 2001-2002, Glenn Hoddle's first full season in charge. It was against Aston Villa, opening day of the season.
I'll go for 1-1.
It was a draw, but it was a 0-0. It was a board draw. I remember it very well.
I don't remember it.
Sol Campbell left, and we put Ledley at the back because he'd played midfield the first year. He'd played a lot under George Graham in centre mid. We played him at the back, and that's when that song started because he had a great game and we got a clean sheet. It was a boring game, but it was a 0-0. So then going to 2002, 2003 with yourself, Shane, Everton away. Can you remember what the score was?
I'll go 2-0, but I'd just like to add, my mate at work called me Dory because I have got the shittest memory on earth. It's fucking awful, and he'll be laughing his cock off because his memory is unbelievable. So yeah, you ain't gonna get many right answers out of me, but yeah, I'll go 2-0. We won 2-0.
It was 2 for Spurs, but there was also 2 for Everton. It was a 2-2 draw. Everton and Ferdinand was Wayne Rooney's first league start for Everton.
Oh, remember that? That was a White Lane, wasn't it?
No, it was away. It was a Goodison. But I remember they made a big deal about it, and it was a 2-2 draw.
So that was the season he scored that goal against Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made his debut against Spurs. Was that a Goodison?
Right. That was a Goodison, yeah, 2-2.
I'll tell you what, mate, what a fucking player Wayne Rooney was. What a raw kid. Oh, mate, you don't see kids like that anymore. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
They don't get the chance anymore.
No.
This is the thing. No one, the likes of Mikey Moore, obviously, that, again, I hate to say it with the Arsenal because I absolutely hate him, but that Doman, he looks unbelievable. Just give him a go. Look, I know he's 15, 16. Just give him a go. He could turn into a Rooney or Owen or something like that. They just don't give him a chance anymore. Send him out on loan. I mean, look at Dane Scarlett. He's meant to be the next big thing. He's done absolutely fuck all.
Shame. Hopefully it comes around. As we were saying with our loan watch, we definitely hope these players come through. I'm going to bring it forward. I'm going to bring it to you now, Matty. The 2014-15 season. We played West Ham away, 2014-2015.
Now, we won that 1-0, Eric Dyer.
He's got it. He's got
it. Early doors that day.
Yeah, you can never, as a Spurs fan, forget that game. Never.
Yeah. Poch's first game in charge in the league as well. Yeah. Big start of a
he rounded the keeper, didn't he? Rounded the goalkeeper.
Oh, last minute, yeah.
Yeah, that was limbs everywhere.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, Kev, 2017-2018, Newcastle away.
Newcastle away. So the year was at Wembley? 2017.
We were at Wembley, yeah. This was away. I remember watching this in Hartford at the White Hart. Opening day of the season.
Newcastle away. We must have fucking lost. We always lose up there.
I think we was in a yellow kit. No, we was in our blue kit.
Yellow kit? Timothy Atuba playing?
No. I think it was in our blue kit. I think it was in our blue kit, light blue kit.
I'll go for 3-1 Newcastle. We fucking always lose up there.
This was a 2-0 win. Dele Alli and Ben Davies, yeah. Yeah, it was a
Fucking hell.
good win. I remember that. I was watching it in the pub.
Hang on.
And I was like,
We
we look
played
really
Newcastle
good.
away 2 years on the spin, I think, because we beat them both times.
There we go. Yeah,
Newcastle
you're
was
right.
shit. Newcastle
Yeah,
was
it was
shit. Then. Now we'll go
Yeah.
Newcastle and get pumped.
Well, there was that. And now, wait, Shane, sorry, I'm going to give you the one from 2022, 2023, a home game against Southampton. So very, very recent.
Go on, Dory.
5-1. Is it 5-1?
Oh, mate, you're so close. It's 4-1. It was a 4-1 win. Sessegnon, Eric Dyer, an own goal, and Kulusevski. It was when we got, well, it's Conte. It was Conte the start of, well, he didn't even finish the season.
Yeah,
did he?
I'm thinking the year after when we went 5-0 up at half time. Is that the year after?
Oh, I don't know. No, like the year after that was Ange. That was Ange. Yeah.
That's 5-0 at half time. Yeah.
So after all that, the winner is Matty. Matty, you got your one right, mate.
Yeah, he got a fucking easy question there. He fucking did.
No, listen, Kev.
Even
so
Dory
easy.
remembers that one.
I wondered
easy.
if anyone would get it.
It's only easy if you make it look easy, and I did.
Yeah, I mean, if I said, for example, 2009, 2010 Liverpool at home, would anyone know the score?
Yes, I was there. What year? Sorry.
2009, 2010.
No, we won that. We won that
wasn't
game.
there, that one.
Yeah, we did win that game.
1-0.
I was there.
1-0?
No.
2-1?
2-1.
3-1?
Asuakoto and Basong.
2-1. I never
Yeah, we got into the
Liverpool.
Champions League.
I remember
2-1.
Okato's goal as well. Decent goal that.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah,
What a player.
yeah. Brilliant. All right. Well, look, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think we've really broke it down well tonight. Thanks for everyone getting in touch on the comments. There's so many people on the Instagram and the Facebook Live. Again, tell everybody you love and who love Spurs to basically get involved with us. Watch us live, listen to the podcast, like it, share, subscribe. Everything really, really helps us getting our name out there as the season goes along. We'll be back next week to talk about City. It's a bank holiday week, so we'll sort out what day we're coming on. But look, enjoy it, lads. Shane and Kev, you going down there? Matt, are you down there or are you watching it on the box?
No, I've got football in the morning on Saturday morning. I've not done soccer school for weeks, so I can't go, man. I'll be getting home just in time for kickoff.
Right, yeah, you'll be like me, watch it on the box. But wherever you watch it, everyone, enjoy it. Let's keep this rhythm going. It's a good start. It's a promising start. Let's keep that running and let's hope that we get something away at the Etihad. We'll see you next week. Come on, you Spurs.